Really?
Yes. Well, that was probably the easiest bus we've ever caught. We had a driver that was driving us to the bus stop, and he waved on a bus that was going to Kutaisi because we told him that's where we wanted to go. And we literally hopped on this bus as it was leaving the bus stop. We didn't have to wait, nothing, and we're on our way. So we've just arrived in Kutaisi. This is our first stop on the road trip, and we'll be spending one night here. That bus ride went so smoothly, and honestly, using the public transportation here, we haven't had any problems. As long as you know like the name of the city that you're trying to get to, it's really easy, even though hardly anyone speaks English. One thing that we always keep in mind when we arrive at a new place or at a bus stop is that you're pretty much swarmed by taxi drivers that want to give you a ride somewhere, but we've been burned, so we rather use Bolt, and so we have to kind of like stay strong and be like, no, we don't want a taxi, and we've ordered a Bolt. We're going to go to our Airbnb, drop off our bags, and go exploring for a bit.
Welcome to Kutaisi. It's a bit loud. Welcome to Kutaisi. So we've just dropped off our bags at our Airbnb and we're heading out to go and explore for a little bit. Unfortunately, there seems to be a bit of a storm brewing, so we're not too sure how long we're going to be able to be outside for before it starts raining. But we just have to reiterate again just how easy it is to use the Georgian public transport. This is our fourth country now, and this is by far the easiest and cheapest to use. It's not necessarily the safest, but it definitely gets you to where you need to be.
Let's go exploring!
Quick update, the first drop of rain has just hit me right between the eyes, so that means the storm is on its way. But we've got three things that we want to do before we leave Kutaisi, and we're only here for one night, so we're going to make the most of it while the weather is still clear.
First stop is this Kolchi's fountain. Kolchi or Kolchi's, not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but this fountain contains sheep, goats, and the very distinctive tamada. And these are all large-scale replicas of gold jewelry that was found in an archaeological excavation in a nearby place called Vani. So unfortunately, the rain is really starting to come down now, and there are flashes of lightning and really loud rumbles of thunder. We've just got up to like the highest point in the city. Not the greatest idea, but we're gonna have a quick look around the cathedral, and then we are going to go straight back down to some lower ground.
So this is the Kakheti Cathedral. It was built in the year 1003, and unfortunately the Ottomans came and destroyed it in the 20th century, but luckily it has since been rebuilt. It's a really important part of Georgian culture as it is a sign It's a really important part of Georgian culture and tradition as it's a sign of both unity and strength. It would have been so cool to just throw out the drone and get a full view of this place, but unfortunately we aren't those type of people who are brave enough to just throw the drone up in any sort of weather. Joke, of course we were going to fly the drone.
We have one last thing we want to see in Kutaisi. The Green Bazaar Market.
It smells like smoked meat everywhere. This market literally has sections for everything. You have a dairy section, you have a meat section, you have your vegetable section. It's just like walking up and down the little aisles here. You have people shouting out different things that they sell. So you have people shouting out tomatoes, cucumbers, and then just down there you have a person shouting about what type of spices they're selling. Your sensory system doesn't really know what's happening. It's just like an overload, and it's so amazing. What's pretty cool about this place as well is that all the ingredients are locally sourced, and it looks like all the things have been grown in the people's backyards, which is really, really cool. And we would honestly come and do our grocery shopping here if we stayed in Kutaisi. That bazaar was a really cool experience. We just went in there to go and see what it's all about, and we ended up walking out with 5 church kela. So just so you understand, one of these things are already hard enough to finish, and now we got 5 of them. The lady would just not stop piling them into our packet, and honestly, she would have put the whole shop into the packet if she could. But all this walking has got us rather hungry, so we're gonna go and find some food.
So this is literally a standing restaurant, so we're going to stand while we eat our meal, and there's only one thing on the menu, and that is kebabs with tomato sauce, beer and bread. Pretty cool.
That was such an incredible experience. It was so simple, yet so memorable. Again, we just have to say that they only have one item on their menu, and the only choice you have is whether you want to have a lemonade or a beer. So we paid 10 lari each for that full plate of food, and again, a plate of food includes 2 kebabs, a tomato sauce with like onions and herbs, as well as a massive piece of bread and a proper draft. We were both feeling so full, but it was so delicious. So we're going to head back to our accommodation. Tomorrow we are heading out to our next city. So we'll see you back in the morning.
Good morning! So today we're heading off to our next city, Tbilisi. Although we only spent like a couple of hours, a little bit of time in Kutaisi itself, this city has such a different feel to all the other cities we've experienced in Georgia so far. It's a really big city, but it's super relaxed, and there's really interesting historical monuments all throughout the city. So it's kind of cool to just stroll through the streets and be taking in all this interesting information throughout your like self-tour. But you may also notice that we're wearing the same clothes. That's because we packed our backpacks in really tight. So we took the really lazy way, and we decided not to unpack them because it would be such a mission to get the clothes back in for just one night. So we're gonna wear the same clothes until we get to Tbilisi.
So we're about halfway through our trip now. I've honestly been sleeping the entire time. It is so strange to be back on like a bus or even like a car again. For all these past few months we've been walking so much. So it's just so strange to be back in an actual vehicle again. It's like one of those things that you learn to appreciate after traveling in the way that we are doing. But we're just busy stretching the legs. We're gonna maybe try to find something to eat and then hit the road again.
thank you. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you. We've just arrived in Tbilisi. Immediately there's such a difference to the city. It is bustling and so busy. We tried to find a Bolt and all the drivers are either busy because they say they're busy, or they just don't want to drive all the way out to the bus stop, which is a little way out of like central city. So we're walking for a bit and then we'll try again. Nothing. Well, this has to be literally our worst Airbnb experience ever. It's just started raining on us. We've been standing out in this really not so great looking street, and our host is just nowhere to be seen. We've been messaging him back and forth and he keeps telling us the same thing, to look for number 2, and we're standing at number 2. That's a number 2. And the GPS keeps bringing us here. So we'll see what happens. Okay, it just got worse. So it got better and then it got worse. Oh my gosh. So a very kind little lady came and found us and said, "Are you looking for 2 Gotcha Street?" And we said yes. And she brought us here to the room and we're like, cool. We closed the door. Great, we're here. Then we get a knock on the door and they're like, did you book this room? Have you paid? You need to pay. And apparently it seems like there's a double booking now and other people have just arrived.
People are
and
literally waiting outside to get in here.
So I don't know what's gonna happen now, but we'll see.
3 weeks later.
Okay, so it seems like everything is sorted out now, finally. It seems like the other people may have been kicked to the curb, but we can stay in the room. So we're here now, and this is where we'll be staying for the next 2 nights.
Look at the kitty cat, he's just sleeping. He's sleeping in the sand. Waldemar. We don't know how these travelers do it. Just traveling from this place to this place to this place, it's honestly exhausting. Now, if we're being completely honest with you guys, we've just been sitting for the past 2 hours. We're feeling absolutely destroyed from our 2 travel days. And it's not even like we've even gone that far. So what we've done is we've made a call and we will be doing all of our exploring and all the things we want to do tomorrow. We've got 2 main things on our agenda. The first one being buying some clothes, because after 7 months of traveling, our clothes are actually just falling apart. And because we are such professionals now as well, we want to go rock climbing.
That cat just fell off the roof.
That cat over there just fell off the roof. He was trying to chase a pigeon. Wow, he fell from that roof up there.
But he's a cat, so of course he landed on his feet. That was so hectic.
That was wild. So as I was saying, because we're such professionals, we want to go and do a bit of climbing as well. But for tonight, we want to take you with and show you one of our favorite ways to see cities that we've just got to. And of course, we'll have to go and get a little bit of food afterwards as well.
Bridge, woohoo! Oh, staircase! Just reached the halfway mark. We made a decision that we'll be heading back now. But we're super stoked that we found this beautiful lookout point, and honestly we don't think we would have found this if we weren't going on a little running tour. So let us know in the comments if you would ever consider running as a way to tour a new place.
that little run definitely turned into a bit of a shopping spree. Firstly, after 6 weeks of looking, I finally managed to find a Georgian sticker. So this is a new one for the collection going onto my laptop. And more importantly,
I got a ring! My first jewelry purchase since traveling, and we've been traveling now for like 7 months. I just hadn't found anything I liked enough yet, so I'm super stoked!
So just got back to the accommodation. We're going to clean up a bit and head out for some food.
So we found our restaurant. Look how cool these chairs are. And there's this really cool Georgian board game. Don't know how to play it, but it looks really cool. We've just ordered our food. Super excited to eat after all that running and exploring.
So our food has just arrived. I got a Emiratian hachapuri, a new little one. We've got a kubdari. If you've watched any of our previous videos, you would have seen it in those ones as well. Now we have no problem ordering these over again and again and again because we really enjoy them. So this restaurant is a little bit more expensive than other places, but it's got a really cool vibe here, so we don't mind paying a little bit more for that vibe. Now honestly, we have no idea what this video looks like at the moment, so if you've made it this far, thank you so much. But it is Tuesday, and if you don't know already, every Tuesday we upload a YouTube short. So we're going to take the rest of the evening really easy, go back, take care of that, and we'll see you back again in the morning. Good morning from a very windy Tbilisi. So today we set off to try and find some clothes for ourselves, and we really hope to end the day off doing a little bit of climbing. So to be completely honest with you all, we are feeling a little bit tired from the constant moving, so we're feeling very excited to get to our next Workaway spot and doing a little bit of settling down tomorrow. So let's head out and see what we get up to with the day. Decisions. We're struggling so much with deciding on what to buy. So we've come to get something to drink to help that decision somewhat. So can I first just start out by saying that this is extremely nerve-wracking for me. Talking in front of people in a mall. Now you'd think that after a year of being on YouTube, you'd be used to speaking in front of people, but honestly, I still struggle each and every day. But quick update, I managed to buy a pair of clothing, or the item of clothing that I've been looking for possibly a year already. I managed to find a pair of waterproof, durable long pants. Now that is very good for me because I destroy clothing when I wear them. Now it was a little bit more on the expensive side, but honestly we've been looking for this pair of pants for so long already that we just had to like bite the bullet a little bit and pay a little bit extra for it. But anyway, we've been in this mall now for quite a few hours, so it's time to get out and head on out to the rock climbing gym.
Basically what I was saying to Marek now is that we've been to Tbilisi before and actually had like a touring day here before, so that's why we feel a little bit more comfortable with just using today to get some chores done and do some rock climbing, which is something I know Marek really enjoys and I also enjoy as well. So we've just arrived at a climbing gym called SK Lucky, and it's about 15 lari each, which is really reasonable, including all the equipment and everything. When they asked us for our names, I actually wrote them down in Georgian, which was really cool because we've never seen our names written down in Georgian, but we're gonna get climbing now.
Very good little session at the climbing gym. It's not the biggest climbing gym that we've ever seen, but we still got to climb, so we're pretty happy about that. We've worked up quite a bit of an appetite now, and our previous Workaway host recommended this like tiny restaurant that's away from the crowds, so we're going to go and try and find it. We just made it to the restaurant. We've actually met up with our friend Joe. If you remember him from one of our previous videos, he was the guy playing the ukulele in our Sferi Adventure Day video. But we've just been told to eat our food because it's not too good when it gets cold. This is a perfect way to end off our time in Tbilisi.
Okay, so the last time we spoke to you guys was actually a couple of days ago. After we got back from our dinner, we had quite a big change of plans, or just a change of plans, where our host messaged us and let us know that they didn't have space for us right then and there. So we had a few days to wait, and we could either stay at an Airbnb or we could stay at their house here in Tbilisi for a couple of days. So obviously we went for the cheaper option, which would be to come and stay at the house. Whew, out of breath from this hill. We did have to work the last couple of days, but in our free time we actually managed to get up to quite a bit. We went to a place called the Chronicles, we went to the Tbilisi beach, we went to see the Tbilisi fortress. It's been a cool few days, but now it's time to finish our trip and head to Kakheti, if we can get up this hill. You having a good rest there?
Another really cool thing that we learned in this few days that we had to spend extra in Tbilisi is how to use the metro system, and it is so cheap. We wish we found this out the first time we came to Tbilisi.
Bye bye bus. Well, we're in the middle of nowhere. So the last couple hours have been a bit hectic. Right after telling you guys how easy it was to use the metro system and the buses and the trains and everything, we had quite a bit of trouble, and the app that we were using took us to a train station that is now a mall. So there's no train station there anymore, and it was just a bit chaotic and we're really struggling. So a trip that should have taken us tops like 2 hours has taken us about like 4. But all we can say is that the locals here are super friendly and super helpful. We really do love the Georgian people. They're amazing. We were standing at the bus stop waiting for a certain bus that was going to take like 20 minutes, and a Georgian man that hardly spoke any English started chatting to us, you know, hand signals and all that kind of thing, and asking us where we were going, where we're from, and he proceeded to tell us to take one of the next buses that was definitely going to where we needed to get to, the bus stop we were looking to get to. So that was really helpful of him, and we're super grateful to have met him, and that he was so friendly and, you know, wanted to have a conversation with us even though there was the language barrier. But we are waiting now for our host, feeling a little bit nervous. We always get a bit nervous when we go into a new setup. For Workaway, you never fully know what to expect, and you never know what it'll really be like until you get there. So stay tuned. We'll be heading there in the next few minutes, and then we'll see what it's all about.
This video goes a long way to show just how flexible we need to be when traveling, because no matter how well we think we've planned things, there's always a chance that the plans end up changing. And that's exactly what we've experienced over the past few days. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much. Now, without even thinking about it, just smash that like button. Just do it. We'll really appreciate it.
For the next 2 weeks, we'll be staying at a traditional Georgian winery, and we're so excited to be tasting some delicious Georgian wine. So subscribe and stay tuned for our Workaway experience here, and we'll see you guys back this coming Tuesday.
Oh, can you manage if I put this part for them? I'm gonna get drunk.
Yeah.
I saw a person and I got nervous. And I forgot what I was saying.
Also, the people were walking past me down there and I was, you are using my words.
Okay, so like, not like.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that was a fail. 3. Why is it closing?